What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is the second part to this little homemade Delft clay casting flask video. If you haven't seen the first video, I think here, maybe here. Either way, I'll put it up there and you go watch it, then come back and watch the rest of this. So yeah, I'm gonna take one of the homemade flasks that I made and I'm gonna actually show you how to use it, show you how to Delft clay cast. If you don't know how to Delft clay cast, I'll explain hopefully well enough so you can do it. If not, go watch someone else's video too, and hopefully you get enough understanding. I'm not great at explaining things, but yeah, I'm gonna cast a new piece, kind of a cross in a new kind of genre for me, kind of a ruinism, brutalism, probably more ruinism design that I kind of just came up with, experimenting with. It's not my forte, so don't judge me for it. But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so here's what we have here. We have everything we kind of need. I printed out another one of these, a bigger one. Basically, I just took this file and just scaled it up in the slicer and 3D printed a bigger one. Just, I don't know, I just want to try it. Here's my model. It's nothing special. My first attempt at some kind of ruinism. I already would have changed a few things, but it's my first attempt, so it's a good learning experience. But yeah, it's kind of what it is, a little cross. Alright, so I dumped a little bit of the clay on here, and the first thing you're going to want to do is take these little chunks here, and you're going to break these all up so it's as even as possible. And that's gonna make a huge difference in your casting. It's gonna make it a lot better, easier to work with. Okay, so I just chopped it up a little bit. You just use this thing. Basically, ideally, you would want like an old credit card or something, whatever you could use to chop it up. But anyways, so now we're gonna take this side of the flask, the male side, I guess. And this is the same with even if you have an aluminum flask. It's the same thing. You want to use this one so that the clay comes in here, and if you do it with this one, the clay will fill up the lip and make it not usable and just cause a huge problem. So take this version and just lay it down flat like against your surface here, and then just start putting your clay in. And then pressing it down a little bit. Now you don't want to press too hard. If you press too hard, it's going to make it hard for you to press the model in when it's time to come in. It'll cause problems I'll talk about in a bit. So you just want to, and you're also going to want to fill this whole way to the brim so that there's no place for the clay to go when you press the model in. So just pat it down gently like this. And there we go. And if you can see there, we have a nice smooth surface that came out real nice. So next we're going to take the model of your models, and now this is where you have to think about and where Delft clay has its limitations, because you can only do things that don't have concavity in this up and down direction, because you have to put the model in, then put the top on, put the sand in, and then eventually take the model back out. So certain designs aren't going to be able to work with Delft clay. This one will, just because it has smooth edges and doesn't have any real concavity. And the concavity that is there doesn't really matter because it's kind of ruinistic anyways. So yeah. And this is why we don't want to press down too hard when you're putting the clay in, because if you do, it's going to make it really hard to press the model in. You could break the model, and also what will happen is it'll drag material down and create cracks around here and make it a problem. So that's why you don't want to do that. So yeah, I got it in there. I did press it in too hard, and I actually broke a piece here, but it's ruinism, so that's, I guess, I already like ruinism. It's, you can make a mistake and just fix it and just say it's part of the design. It's kind of great. But so yeah, it's broke there, but it's fine because I just pressed it in even, and there we go. So yeah, that's that part, and that's that one half. Next, we're gonna take the baby powder, and we are going to coat this whole side in baby powder, and also called talcum powder, and that's gonna make it so that when we put the second side of the flask on and then more clay in, when we take it out, it'll be a clean break because the baby powder acts as like a barrier. So it's really perfect for that. So just coat it in baby powder like that, and that's when we're going to take our brush and just brush it all over so it's nice and evenly dispersed. You don't want to brush too hard because then it'll just kind of dig up the clay and cause problems. And you don't have to coat it too much, just enough like that kind of. I'll brush off this kind of excess that's right here. That's pretty perfect. I dug up a little there. Just like that. That's good. And now we can take our other half, put it right on top, and start adding the second half. So now we're just going to take more clay and just put it right on top of there. Make sure the flask is nice, and the mold. It's probably more. I realize it's probably more called a mold than a flask, but whatever. People do call it a flask, so whatever. And this one you can press down a little bit harder. It'll kind of finalize everything and get this half to mold completely to the other half. But again, you don't want to press too hard because then it'll probably stick to the other half and make it harder. Like anything, you just kind of have to finesse it and learn it. I mean, I'm not even the person to really be teaching this because I haven't really mastered Delft clay. I moved on pretty quickly, so. And I would recommend going to Lost Wax or Lost Resin if you're serious about casting often. Or, I mean, especially if you need really accurate casts. And this half you don't have to fill up all the way. What I usually do is I get to about there, and then I'll just put around the corners because we're going to make a kind of a funnel anyways to pour the silver or the metal in. So I kind of poured out about the perfect amount of clay here. So just kind of build up the sides now. And yeah, that's pretty much that part. Let's crack this open and see what we got. And not great, not terrible. So what we do have a problem with the concavity, but that's fine. You also see the problem here with that. It kind of dislodged itself even more. I'll fix that just by kind of manually adjusting the design on this side. And then bang. So yeah, that's already the basis right there. Now we're going to remove this side. Now we'll move this main piece here. Bang. So that's not bad, especially because of the ruinistic design. This stuff is going to be okay. So we have our basic mold. If you look at it, this side is convex and this side is concave. So and I forgot to re-tap this side. So if you seriously want to turn it back over, tap it in with a hammer and put more in to make everything, you know, solid. But for what I am doing, that's fine. So now we're gonna make the air channels, and that's basically so that when the metal goes in, there's air in here, and there needs to be a place for that to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make little air channels that go to holes. Oh, that I forgot to do. We'll do that right now, actually. What you should have done before you open up the mold, I'm very out of practice with this. What you're going to want to do is take the nail and make little air channels, but just by pressing them over in here. So we'll do one here, press all the way down. We'll do one here, and that's probably fine. So now we're going to take this back out. And I put them right on the side. I probably should have put them. I'll put two more then. One here. And one here. Now. Okay, so now we have a pretty solid mold here. And now we're going to take the toothpick and we're going to run little lines for the air to go over to here. That line's a little too big. You probably should use like a knife. But I don't really care about accuracy with this casts. And if you do care about accuracy, you probably should not be doing Delft clay. Bang, bang, and bang. And one final one here. And there we go. And that's going to provide the air someplace to go. And now we're going to do the pour hole, which is going to be at the top here. You're just going to take a nail, and I guess what we're going to do is go in the center here. I might actually need a smaller nail. I'll start it with, what I'll do is I'll start it with the toothpick. And then we'll take the nail and finish it off. Bang. And yeah, that's that. Let's try it out now. Just put it back together and let's put some metal in there. This is just kind of fun for me, as you can kind of tell. I'm kind of not doing a great job explaining it all, but it's just kind of a fun thing for me to do. So yeah, I'm gonna use my old crucible just because I don't know, I don't need much. I'm gonna use all my old stuff pretty much, which grand. I'm gonna measure how much this model weighs, because yeah, not very much at all, 0.5, because I want to I don't want to use any more silver than I have to, just because I don't want to waste any silver. So yeah. Really, it doesn't even register. 0.5. So I guess around 5 grams of silver, right? So yeah, I'll do the calculations though. 5.2 grams. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Easy. That's not much at all. I have just a little of my excess silver. I think this is all I'm gonna need. Yeah, look at that. Just 9 grams in there. Perfect. I won't even have to use all this actually. So I won't even have to waste any good silver. All just excess silver. Perfect. So I'll actually just dump this whole thing in here. I'll use all 9 grams because I'll just have an egg or a button left over that I'll have. So I'll almost be melting this down too. And I would clean this if I actually cared, but I don't because ruinism is perfect. You literally just, any problems, any porosity, just part of the design, right? It's perfect. So we'll do that. I'll get some kind of, in fact, I'll use this for my actual setup. Let's use a piece of ceramic wool, and I'll get my hands all itchy. In fact, I don't really probably need anything other than that. I will actually get a piece of wood just to be safe. Just be safe, because if it does. And I'm just going to use a regular torch, because I don't need anything else. So yeah, let's melt this. How am I going to hold the camera? I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. I might just do it like this. It shouldn't take too long to melt. Yeah, that's not bad. I can just do that. Look, I need borax. I need borax. Yeah, you're gonna want borax. People overuse borax. People put too much in, but you do need a little bit. I mean, honestly, there probably is enough already in there. But, whatever. Oh, I don't know. I like to heat up the outside first, just to kind of keep a balanced temperature. Heat up the pour spout, you're going to definitely want to do that. And yeah, you start melting. I'm actually not going to be able to add the borax. I don't have one hand. Oh, how am I going to pour? I mean, this might be a problem here. I kind of need 2 hands to pour. Let's see here. Ooh, no, my hand. See it, but it's melting pretty good. We're almost there. I don't need any more borax. There's plenty in there. And as you can see, we're about to melt it. Almost there. almost there. Done. So now we just have to superheat the metal a little bit and pour. So I'll put this. Alright. No borax needed, there's plenty in there. I almost dropped that. I don't know how I didn't. Somehow, we're all in there. Pretty good. Wow, a lot of heat coming off that. A lot of heat coming off that. No borax went in with it. But we got what we got, so I guess we'll see what we have. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Pretty good, actually. Wow. Wow. It's not great, and there's some overflow. But not terrible. Huh. Alrighty. Well, I love that smell, too. The burnt Delft clay smells so good. Ah, yes. It smells fantastic. So now we'll take this, bring it out of the clay, and quench it. I would like to get as much as I can off, but whatever. I'll put it in this one. This one's crappier. Bang. Bang, done. It's a storm. It is. Take all the burnt clay off. And we have a piece. It's not as good as I thought it could have been, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. All of it, why is all the details gone? Huh. For some reason all my little scratches that I made are no longer... Oh! Ah! I forgot a very important step, which is put the detail side down, and I put it up. Well, there you go. That's why it's... Well, that was a failure. I should have remembered that part. I didn't. But that's fine. I wish I did remember it, because it actually kind of turned out pretty cool. I don't know. But there you go. Pretty successful, I'd say. Especially for a flask that you can make for free and not for $50. So there you go. Pretty cool. I'll get this cut off, and I guess I'll look at it then. Well, there we go. It's kind of cool. When I was cutting it off, I kind of wanted to try something, because I thought if I just cut it off normally, you would see a round circle of a sprue. So I kind of dug in a little bit to add to the design, and I kind of like it. I think it kind of turned out pretty cool. But anyway, that's just kind of my experiment into runism, and I like it. I would change some things, but I like it. Oh wow, I didn't notice that. There's a big hole right there. Which is the problem with Delft clay casting, but it kind of, again, goes with the design. So kind of cool. That's something I think I can work with, so yeah. Alright. Cool. So there you go. I hope you learned something. Probably not, because I did a terrible job explaining. But yeah. I wanted to make a video on, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make a video on my furnace, my homemade furnace, burnout kiln, which I think would be kind of cool. But yeah, I thought I should finish this part first. So yeah, there we go. How to Delft clay cast, and I think that turned out pretty good. And I think these flasks make it perfect. I mean, they're free and they work. What else do you need? I mean, you saw me, I was getting close to them with a torch, and they're fine. no problems. So yeah, there you have it. If you want to do some experimenting with Delft clay casting, I mean, here's the thing. If you want to invest in a casting system, you want to invest in lost wax casting or lost resin casting. You don't want to. Why invest in Delft clay casting? You know, there's just no point. Save up your money. If you want to invest in something for jewelry or some other dental, whatever, invest in lost resin. Don't invest in Delft clay. So if you just want to experiment with Delft clay, make your own flasks, make your own molds. So there you go. Bang. But anyways, that's it for that video. I wanted to get that piece done, so I just kind of recorded this video quickly. Probably wasn't the best video. I probably didn't explain it very well, but it turned out pretty good, and you can watch someone else's video and gain an understanding of Delft clay casting better, and then just use one of my flasks and save money. Because like I said, why invest in Delft clay casting? Invest in lost wax casting, invest in lost resin casting. Don't invest on Delft clay casting, you know? Just doesn't, in my opinion, just doesn't make sense. But yeah, anyways, so if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.